Left her lip on her.
Come here. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Okay.
Tucked in. Whole yard. That's her zoomies. Her zoomies is just her.
Hello and welcome to Happy Pet, Happy Family Podcast. My name is Virginia, your host, and today I have here ANISSA and Xena. Woohoo! Can you bark, Xena?
No, just a little sniff.
We just got a little sniff. Got a little sniff on the mic. That was nice. Xena's gonna go lay down on the hardwood floor. Hopefully on YouTube I will have a video of Xena so you can see her beautiful face. Also, she will be posted all over our social media. You've probably already seen her because that's how I'm gonna promote the show. So, hello, Anissa.
Hello.
Welcome back. We have already recorded one time for the other podcast I have. Oh my god, you're supposed to be anonymous. I'm so fucking dumb. Oh my god. Anyway, but you said you didn't care, right?
Yeah, I can
so,
care less.
You know, we're not bad mouthing anyone over there. That's just my podcast for medical professionals. But yeah, today it's all about Anissa and her pet, her baby, her love. Tell me a little bit about Xena.
What about Xena?
Oh, okay. Well, let me get a little more specific then.
She is very well rounded.
How is she doing right now?
She is very stressed.
Very stressed.
Tell.
Yeah.
Very stressed.
She's a little anxious.
She is very anxious too.
Is that normal for her?
This is her character all the time. Everywhere we go, I feel like sometimes she may have like ADHD sometimes because she will not just sit down and relax.
Yeah. I can see that a little bit. So let's paint a picture for the audience that is not watching. What is Xena?
Xena is and I know this because of the panel that we did.
The 23andMe that we did.
She is a bull terrier mixed with a basset hound.
Wow.
Yes.
So looking at her, she looks like a corgi.
Yes.
She looks like a corgi with a bull terrier head and like German Shepherd ears or something.
Yes. That white stripe down her face.
Oh, she's so pretty. She's a brown and white dog, white all on the bottom and on her chest and her bottom of her neck. And then brown on top with a blaze. That's what we call that, a blaze. Isn't that what one of our doctors called it? Blaze.
Yes.
Like
like
horses.
Blaze going down your forehead.
She's very, very cute. But anyway, so that's what we're hopefully painting a picture for you guys to know what she looks like. She's very sweet. So let me ask you some questions. How long have you had Xena?
So I've had Xena since she was about 10 weeks. I got her when I was working at the shelter, and this was literally a week before COVID was this world pandemic thing. So I was like, let's get, like, I wasn't going to get a dog, but I saw her coming from my off day. She was on my first day back from the weekend, and I saw her in the little small banks that we had, and they had...
In the shelter?
Yeah, in the shelter. Oh, the rehoming area?
Yeah.
And holding one, we had her in one of the banks.
She came to the shelter at 10 weeks old?
Yes. She came as a stray.
What?
You know how when we did, like, puppies and kittens, as long as they were 8 weeks at least, that we could take them in regardless if they were surrendered or not?
Did somebody just find her?
Yeah. This guy said... So I wasn't working, but I had asked... like, oh, what happened? What's her story?
What's her history? Yeah.
And the girls were saying that this guy was on his way to work, came out into the yard and saw her in the middle of the yard and was confused. It's like, why is this random puppy in my yard?
Who is this?
Yeah, and He said that he couldn't find any other dogs that looked like her. He couldn't even find possibly the mom around or anything. So he is just assuming at this point that this puppy was just dumped on his yard. Yeah. So, you know, of course, didn't know what to do with it. He obviously did not want her. And he took her to the shelter. And we had that policy where, like, as long as they were healthy enough or appeared healthy and at least 8 weeks or older, that they would take them in. So they did. They took her in. And they went ahead and tried to classify the breed for her. And the initial reaction was, oh, that is definitely a bull terrier corgi mix. So they put her down as a corgi mix, and we were all going with it like, oh yeah, corgi looks great. Everyone's like, oh my god, you're such a cool corgi looking bull terrier dog, right? And I went ahead and I looked at her, and every morning we go in, we clean the kennels, we feed the animals and everything like that. And when I went into her kennel, boy, was it messy.
Oh no.
Oh, she had painted poop everywhere in that kennel. And
Xena,
I was like, oh
Xena.
my god, look at you with your messy self. And they had just dewormed her too, and she was loaded with tapes.
Oh my
god.
god.
No, not tapes, rounds.
Ooh.
Long, stringy spaghetti adult roundworms. And I was like, oh my god, you're so nasty. I said, oh, you're cochina, like you're nasty.
And you still wanted to take her home.
Yes. And I wasn't going to take her home. I kept telling myself no, because I had just moved out the house. I had 2 roommates, but they also had their dogs. And, I don't want to add another dog or puppy into the mix with theirs and everything like that, you know? Yeah. But I did, ask them, of course. I was like, hey, would you guys be okay if I did this? And then they saw her and they were like, oh my god,
they fell in love. Yeah,
you should do it.
Because she's so interesting. She's just a very unique mix. That's why I'm so surprised that she came from a shelter, because surely somebody would want this mix. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
But
and
how old is she now?
She is now 2 and a half.
Oh, okay.
And they're estimating, I'm estimating that her birthday is probably around right on New Year's, or the week of Christmas, because when she came in that March, and they were estimating 10 to 11 weeks. Yeah. So she wasn't 3 months yet. So I was kind of when I was interested in her, I was kind of going back on the days of her possible birth date. And it was kind of close through the holiday time. So I was like, you know what? Let's just say that you're a New Year's baby.
There you go.
So December 31st is what I'm going with. And that's her birthday. And I've been meaning to have a little birthday thing for her. But she also does have a very sensitive stomach.
Hold on. What do you mean a birthday thing for her?
People want, I've seen those people where they have a backdrop and then they have this cake for them.
Okay, and, doing a birthday video or picture?
Probably picture, video, and having her eat the cake and stuff like that. But I've just been so worried because her stomach's so sensitive.
At least you're a vet tech, If she has a sensitive stomach, it's pretty easy to treat.
Yes, but I don't know if I want to deal with diarrhea for the next 3 days.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I kind of apologize in advance because I'm giving her all these treats over here.
Oh, it's fine. Sunday's gonna be good. I'll be home with her anyway, and Monday.
So we're prematurely.
Now next week's gonna be really busy because it's Memorial Weekend.
Oh yeah,
and
it's a short week.
But we know that these pets are gonna be having upset stomach and everything like that.
Food
so
for
next week,
it's
gonna be crazy.
Okay, well, in these 2 years that you've had her, what has been would you say your biggest challenge with her?
Honestly, I would just say mostly her medical, just her upset tummy, trying to make sure that that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
This dog that I've had out of my previous that I've owned, with my parents and stuff, she's the easiest.
like the easiest behaviorally?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't had trouble training her to potty. I haven't had trouble training her to be kenneled. She never weeped when she was in the kennel.
She loves it.
Like that's her safe space.
She loves my dog's kennel.
Yeah, as long as it's a cage that she can freely walk into, she loves for some reason. And I think that's just really her safe space.
I was gonna ask about that. Why you think that the kennel is like her preferred space to go into?
Yeah, I really do think it's her safe space, because if I get after her for doing something that she shouldn't have, or she feels too uncomfortable, that's just the first place she'll go to. Sometimes I don't even have to tell her to go to the kennel. She just free willingly just walks in there and just kind of makes her own space in there.
Get away from you people.
Yeah. Especially when she's anxious, you know.
Maybe it's because she found you in a kennel.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I've never, honestly, all the other pets that I've had too, I've never gotten from a shelter or anything like that. So something kind of just questions me is, puppies that are actually in the shelter, do they transition? Yeah. Is it easier? Is it because they've experienced that for however long that they did? They're used to it. Like what is it that made it easy?
I'll bet it's something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that she loves her kennel probably way more than any dogs I've experienced at home, because she like I came over to your house one time and she just immediately loves the kennel. Like, I'm gonna go in there and watch you.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind. I get it. It's her home, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I know, just because I know you personally, that you recently moved and she had a little trouble with that.
Yes.
So what happened?
So she's always had a free yard. And when I say free yard, I mean that this yard is enclosed. It's a house. No other pets can get into it. 4 fence all around. You know, it's enclosed. No one can get in. She will go outside and, you know, just go and do her business. She'll pee and poop and everything like that. Like, I didn't have to worry about watching her. Yeah. Well, with this transition coming back to the houses that I grew up in, the neighbors being a little asshole, and refusing to fix this fence. So literally this fence, one side of the fence gets into his yard and my yard, and there are about like 3 sections where it's completely gone. So I have to walk her out there.
A big old chunk missing.
I have to go out there and have her on a leash and everything, and I think it was just very stressful for her, because you know, like I said previously, when I got her, I was not at my parents' house at the time, and I could just open the door, take her outside, and that's it. Let her do whatever she wants. So the time that coming back home and having to put her on the harness or the leash or whatever, I think it really made her uncomfortable, honestly, because she would like look at me and just be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just pee if that makes you happy. So she had not
because she's not used to you watching her.
So she hadn't pooped literally for like 4 or 5 days. And I knew something was wrong, because her tail naturally stands up, and I knew something was wrong because her tail was between her legs all the time.
Like she was clenching?
Yeah. Yes. Like I could tell she was so uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
She's like such a lady.
Yeah, like, like, oh, I'm not going to poop in
proper. Nobody watch me.
so it just, I started panicking. I was like, oh my God, I didn't have much money, and, you know, starting at the job, you know, just waiting for my check and everything. I didn't have much money to pay for like the exam and the treatment, but then I also didn't want to pay for an exam, a treatment plan, or medication when it could be just as little as,
give her some Miralax, let her poop.
Yeah. So then I started noticing her scooting and licking her butt, and I've never, since the time I've had her, seen her do that. And
it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing when that happens with your dog, because you're just like, you're being kind of nasty, and it's reflecting on me a little bit. Yes. Okay. It's making me feel like, you know, like I'm being a bad owner. What's going on?
And then just looking at all the signs that she had, like her tail's tucked, she's scooting, she's licking her butt, you know, hearing the other from the job from the job that we're at, just hearing all the clients and their concerns and stuff, it's always the anal glands.
Always the anal
Always
glands.
the anal glands. So, mind you, working at the shelter and stuff, we never really did express their anal glands or even at least check them or anything like that.
Not unless they were a problem, right?
Yeah. Well, the only time that I've ever seen it actually happen were some vet students, you know, when they come do their rotations and stuff, they had that question. They're like, oh, you guys don't express their anal glands? And I was like, no, not really.
It's not a necessity when you're doing
and
what
then
you
she
need
goes,
to do.
Well, let me just do it. And I was like, okay, if you want to. And she definitely did. She did. And it was apparently thick and full, and which was weird because this was a large breed dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a large breed dog.
They have them, but they don't need
breed.
them expressed.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So,
I see Sparky's, like, squirt out when he poops.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I'm not that involved.
Well, he likes to obstruct himself and almost dies, so I've had to watch his ass a lot lately.
Yeah, that's true. So I didn't know, let me rephrase that, didn't know how to express them at all.
Yeah.
I've been in the process of every time a person or a client would come in for that specific time, you know, that's a tech appointment, don't really need a doctor for that unless there's something concerning when you do express them. Kept trying to do it on my own, couldn't do it. I had to ask someone to, like,
it's scary.
help me, like, make sure I actually got everything. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what was in the back of my head.
Yes,
someone messed up by telling me that. Like, I get it. It's not that they didn't.
When I learned too.
It's not that it was a mess up that they did, because it's something that everyone needs to know.
That it's possible.
That it is very much possible to pop and, like, make it bad.
Yeah.
But it really did make me a lot scared. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Let me not do that. So this was a make or break moment with her. It's either that she gets to suffer or I suck it up and do it myself.
Wasn't it on a weekend too that she got like that she was like really uncomfortable?
Yes.
Or something. Mm-hmm. And like
it got a lot worse. I was like, I don't know if I could see her.
Like you texted me, I think.
Yeah, I think you and
Austin?
Yeah, were at work, and I was like, y'all, this is what I'm doing with. I think it's her anal glands.
So did you were able to express them? So
yeah, I was very much able to. They were thick and very full. Mm-hmm. And after that, she didn't even put a fight up with me. She's really good at just standing there and letting me do whatever she wants with me. That's good. With her. I was really nervous. I put her on the leash. I put her on her harness that I usually walk around. Yeah, because you're going in a very vulnerable place, and it seemed to be bothering her. And I just kind of held her against my body. I got down to her level. I didn't even pick her up or anything, because like I said, like I don't ever pick her up. So when I pick her up, she literally just freezes, and she's so stiff, and she's just so uncomfortable. So I just got down to her level, had the harness on her, and then I kind of put her against my stomach area, and then her head right between my rib cage and my arm where my elbow's at. So I kind of get a little cradle of her, and I have my hand on the hips of her abdomen area. So I did that, and I picked up her tail, stuck it in, and did my best to feel it. Hold on 1 second.
Wait, one second. I have a question.
What's up?
Were you wearing gloves?
I definitely was.
Okay.
I did have the normal regular gloves that we have. Thank the Lord, because I use those. They're the disposable ones that I use. I had a whole box full of them that I used to clean the restroom and stuff. So I was like, thank God.
Thank God. Because in my head, I was picturing you doing this without gloves. And I'm so happy to hear that you had gloves.
Definitely. And when I tell you the very, very first time I ever, not even on her for the anal gland expression, just a client's dog, it really unsettled me. Like, I wanted to throw up. Just the thought of smelling worse than poop, honestly. I don't know.
And the anal gland smell doesn't go away.
No, it
So
literally
imagine having that
just
straight on your
smells.
hands and
That's
having
why
to
I
eat
had
and
on
do
my
anything.
gloves.
Touch your
'cause-
face, anything.
And as soon as that head did that, I took a shower.
A whole shower.
I sure did. I
A
sure
whole
did.
shower.
And yeah, after that, she was still a little uncomfortable for a little bit, but she still kind of just cleaned herself up after she didn't poop again for the next 24 hours, but she would eat. She was still uncomfortable too. She also didn't really eat much sometimes. So that's how I knew something else was wrong, is that she wasn't eating. She was just drinking water, peed a lot more than pooping, and then saw her tail go down, and I just like, she's scooting, licking, everything like that. So just a few days later, I think it was literally the next day after she ate a whole meal, I came back home from work, or I took her to work with us in the dog park right down over there. She finally pooped.
Yay.
She finally pooped. It was good poop, normal poop. And it was also because she was off the leash.
Yeah, that's so funny to me that she is like a leash snob.
Yeah.
She will not go on the leash, and that's just hilarious to me.
Yeah.
My dogs, it doesn't matter, I guess. They don't care either way. But I think because we've lived in apartments like a lot for the last couple of years, so if they didn't know how to go on a leash, we screwed. And I'm not the pee pad type, you know what I mean?
No.
I don't really understand the whole pee pad thing if you have other choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
only did her
if
on
you
the
have
pee
to, I
pad.
understand, like puppies. Or,
Yeah, that's why.
or like
For her,
old, senior dogs, or, like you're gone for like 16 to 20 hours a day. Like, I understand those situations, but like I'm not, so I can't.
Yeah, I had her on the puppy pads, and she was good. Like I said, in the kennel, she was also still getting used to me and everything like that. So every time I just open the kennel, she'd stay in there.
Yeah.
She was a puppy the first week or two that I had her. And I would get up for work, put the puppy pads down, and these are like XL puppy pads that
How
I
big
had.
are the XLs? Like,
They are probably the size of that kennel. That you have
the
there.
large kennels.
Yes, like a large kennel.
Okay.
And I would leave the door open, give her some food and water, and then I'll go get ready for work. And by the time I came back, she would have pee and poop literally on it. Like, I'm telling you, she was the easiest to potty train. Like, I didn't have any difficulty of her peeing or pooping in the kennel. The only time that would happen is if I would leave her with the food and water as a puppy in there, and I would leave for work all day and then come back, and then, she obviously had pee and poop in there, but I still had the pee pad in there and everything. So I think that's what helped her realize, like, oh, this is where I need to pee and poop, because it's also in my kennel where I can pee and poop. So I stopped taking the pee pads out of her kennel, and she did not pee or poop in the kennel.
Yeah.
'Cause she didn't have that connection.
That
that it
most
was
people don't think about
accessible.
that. They'll like put a pee pad in with their regular dog, and they'll be mad that they went every time.
Yes.
And I'm like, yo, because that thing, I think it has some kind of smell to it that makes them feel like they can go on
Yes,
it.
that it's okay.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is, but they've got some kind of like pheromone or something that like makes dogs know that they can go on that. Maybe it smells like outside. I don't know. Who knows what the science is behind that, but there's got to be something. Yeah, and so if you're putting your pee pads in the kennel and you don't want them to poop in there, stop putting the pee pads in the kennel.
Gotta get that out.
Gotta get that out. Okay, let me think. How does Xena do at the vet?
Honestly, when I did her annual this time around, she did a lot better than I expected her to, just because she's such an anxious dog, and her being around new people sometimes frightens her.
Yeah.
But
so you were worried about her anxiety?
Yes, I really was. Her temp was normal.
Wow. I was really expecting at least for her temp
I think
to
it's
be
because, she had to
you.
explore. Well, she also had a chance to explore the whole facility. So it wasn't like,
and she's been there a couple times before her actual annual, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So
So
she-
that's why I'm like,
she really got used to
knows
it.
it's not too bad, because I know there are some dogs that freak out every time.
Oh my
'cause
gosh.
I guess there's a distinct smell at every hospital and clinic that there is.
I'm
and
sure they
just
can
have
smell
that
lots
sense.
of things. Lots of things going on and that we can't smell.
Yeah.
I remember a dog one time that literally would have seizures every time they came. So we had to do them not only like outside, but we did it like in the grass outside, like on the side of the building.
Oh,
And then it wouldn't seize.
Yes.
As long as we did everything that we needed to do out there, would not
Yeah.
seize. But he got so nervous that he would immediately have seizures. And it would be like constant until he left.
Oh my god.
And there was like no sedation. He like had a bad heart, so they didn't want to sedate him, and he was young. Like you know what I mean? Like it was not a fun time. So he didn't come if he didn't have to. Understandable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Anxiety can affect every single part of you, man.
For sure.
If you don't know that by human health, it's the same thing for dogs. Anxiety can make them mean if they've never been mean. Anxiety can make them, I don't know, shake, seize, die sometimes.
Salivate.
Oh, God.
Salivate.
I've told you what Sparky does in the car ride, right?
Yeah.
He's such a nervous dog. He will drool all over my arm on the way.
There was also one that had like involuntarily just pooping everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And poops so much that it just
Just
comes out
freaking
watery
out so much
and
that
then turn
they're
into
just
diarrhea.
Yeah,
Like-
just it's that stress poop, and it's got a distinct smell.
Yep.
Well, you mentioned the dog park. How does Xena like the dog park? If it's not just for pooping.
She likes it, honestly. I think it was also good for her too, because she gets along with every dog. At least I kind of try to. I wish she was one of like a kid that just understands like not everyone wants to be your friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Aww.
But
So
she wants to be everyone's
She wants to be
friend.
everyone's. She's the little weirdo.
Yes, yes. It didn't matter. Great Dane, a cattle dog, a husky, any large breed, especially the small ones. The small ones I like to see her play with, because she will get down to their level and kind of like do that little butt in the air and the head down and go like, So, her with the my roommates at the time when I was living with them, I think it was pretty interesting. The cattle dog.
Oh, somebody's here.
Xena. Oh, Xena.
Xena,
was
you got
the-
the other dogs going.
Hey, I need you to sit down, please. Hey.
Hey. This is the
Hey.
risk you have with
Oh, look at
having
those hackles.
animals
on
be
her.
part of your podcast.
Look at those hackles.
But if you're listening to my podcast, hopefully you are a animal lover and you don't mind hearing a little barking in the background.
Hey. Go. Back. Back. Back.
Xena is a very
Sit down.
well-trained
Sit.
baby.
Down. Down.
I don't know if you'll see this in the video. Hopefully you will, but she
Stay.
just literally just listens to Miss Anissa
Stay.
here.
Yeah, I'm telling
Very
you.
smart dog.
Freaking easiest dog. I don't think I'm ever gonna find another dog like her, honestly. So when her freaking time comes,
No, we're not even gonna
it's gonna suck.
fathom that. We're not even gonna fathom that.
I already told myself she's the last one, because I don't think I could ever find anything better than her.
You know, I feel like that was Sparky because I've had him my whole adult life. I'm already like not mentally 100, you know what I mean? So when Sparky goes, I don't know if I will recover. I feel like I have to because I got kids, you know? Like I can't just give up on life then, but I feel like life won't be as colorful anymore
No,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
He's my baby.
Okay. Next topic.
Too sad. Okay, so I asked you what your biggest challenge is. What is the biggest thing that Xena has brought to, I say your family, I know that you don't have like a core family yet, but just, you know, your life. What has she brought to your life that you can be grateful for?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm just really trying to pull on your heartstrings there.
I guess she really does help me get out there more, you know, with her being so kind of shy with new people and stuff. I don't want her to be considered as the scared dog, and I don't want her to be like anxious all the time and you know, like afraid of everything. And I'm working on it, but I think she's helped me get out there more. She's
Like,
helped me
to be more like social.
yes.
Oh,
To have to actually social a dog was very interesting. And I guess it's good, you know, having the position that I have, you know, getting to see all the what ifs and don'ts, I guess, of everything. So,
keep going. I'm just fixing my mic. I see the problem now. I've been fighting it this whole time. Okay. We're back.
I lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry.
It's
So,
okay.
having to socialize her, in turn, also made you socialize yourself.
Yes, because I get to talk to people a lot more.
Get to or have to?
No, I
Both.
get to,
Get to.
both, mostly both, because for me, myself, I was the same way when I was younger. You know, before I had a job, I didn't like talking to people. I didn't like having to feel awkward to have to talk to people. So with having Xena, I feel like it just makes the connection a lot better. Like going to dog parks and stuff, you get to talk to them like, oh, what kind of breed is your dog?
Because
Or,
they
you know,
definitely ask you.
yes,
Because she's
all the time.
weird.
All the time. They're like, oh, is she a corgi mix? And I'm like, nope, sadly not. And they would always ask like, oh, what is she? And I'll tell her, you know, the bull terrier basset hound, and they're like, basset hound?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're
And also basset hounds, you don't see as many.
no, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little more rare than corgis.
They have the colorations of the basset hounds are more traditional to the beagle.
Yeah, like brown and black.
And black, yes.
And she doesn't have black.
No.
Well, on her
a little
nose,
on
I
her
guess, on her muzzle, but
no.
most dogs have that, so, you know, who cares?
So it was funny because I had never really seen, not to say that they're rare or anything, but the coloration of kind of like that tan color and white.
Yeah.
Like the traditional corgi colors, the tan and white.
Very rare do you see it on a basset.
On a basset, yeah. And there's been like 2 bassets at the clinic.
I was going to say like maybe 1 or 2 that you've seen.
With her colors.
Yeah.
And that's it.
No, I think maybe before this clinic I maybe saw 1 or 2 in my whole
they're not
career.
really
They're not
as distinct as the traditional black.
black and brown and white. Yeah. Yeah,
Those actual tricolors.
Aw, so you guys like are growing up together.
Yeah.
Becoming little social butterflies together.
And I think it made
and you're
it a
both
lot
still
easier.
very anxious. And it's okay.
Yeah. I'm already getting to that phase where it's like adulting, you know.
Yeah.
Whether
Getting
I like
used
it
to
or
it
not,
all.
you're gonna have to talk to people. So and same with Xena, whether she likes it or not, she will make friends, but I think she could care less. I think she, like I said, she just wants to be
She
friends
could be
with
your
every
friend,
dog.
but she doesn't have to be your friend.
No, true. I've never seen her get aggressive with any dog.
No, I don't think I have either. Maybe like defensive, but like, you know,
Yeah.
not aggressive. There's a difference in
Yes.
case anyone was wondering.
Yeah.
I'm trying to record Xena over here, but I'm pretty sure my camera just died. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, dead air, dead air. That's okay. It can die. I'll set it up later. Okay, what is your favorite thing about Xena? Favorite thing about her, who she is?
It's crazy because I don't even think about these things, you know, to
I already know.
appreciate her.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Man, I don't know. I guess to just what she does.
Like
just
who
as-
she is, like as her
she's
character.
just so easygoing.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the only thing I'm really thankful for of how easygoing she is.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
not like some of these other dogs that I've seen where they're really hard to train, but it's because they are very like their mind is so short.
Or there's like
Their
attention span is so short. Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
like no, hers is it's just so much easy.
She's so smart.
She's very smart.
She's
It
so
didn't
smart.
take
I think,
long
yeah,
for
I think that's
anything.
great.
And I don't want to say that she's intimidated of me or scared of me.
She may respect you though as like the
yes.
head alpha,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sure you can tell with my dogs. Like when I put my serious voice on, you know, they attention up. Second in command is Sensi, third in command is anyone but Sparky. And last in command is always Sparky. But he'll whoop some booty if you try to rob us, you know what I mean? But, like, as far as the household, like, I don't know, hierarchy or whatever, he could care less. So he automatically becomes submissive.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. That's what he is.
Yeah.
How all boys should be. But, okay. Next. Man, I'm really just going to tug at your heartstrings some more. What's your favorite memory of Xena?
My favorite memory.
If, like, when you tell Xena or talk about Xena to somebody, what's, like, your favorite thing to tell them that she's done?
She pounces like a bunny rabbit. When I tell you she's off a leash and everything like that, she will have her zoomies, run back and forth, will play with your feet or whatever. And anytime there's a gap, like let's say there's a trail and it's not grass on it, it's like she's playing the floor is lava. She would jump over it every time she passes by it. And I got
like a frog.
Yeah, and I have a little, I think I may have a video or so of her doing it. But
gosh. If not, I'm going to catch that on camera. We're going to the dog park this next week, and I'm going to get that on camera. That's so cute. She likes to think she's a different species. Am I talking about you? Sensi, what's wrong with me? My brain. Xena. I'm talking about you. Let's get some ASMR on here. Here, maybe mommy will. How about that?
Dina.
Come here. Oh, she hates these things. I already know.
Come here,
Here, you want a treat? Here you go. Here's a bacon strip. She'll really... Who's a good girl? Just had to get a little Xena ASMR here.
A little.
She's such a sweet girl.
There you go, Mom. Sit. Thank you.
Wow. Just the manners. The manners are
paw.
Wonderful.
Can I get a paw? Can I get a paw?
Can I get a little paw?
Paw.
Paw, paw, paw?
Paw.
Oh,
thank you.
She's so good.
Yeah, she's very good.
She got groomed recently. How's she do with the groomer? Is she okay with the groomer?
So I went to go spy on her.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Sometimes they don't really see the way that we see. So they're I feel like there might be some, if it's too dark, it's kind of obstructing their vision in that dark area because they're not really focused on it that well. But I kind of hid behind someone, and she didn't see me that I was there. And she was stressed.
Oh.
She was panting her lungs out. Like, she was just hardcore breathing, and it looked abnormal.
Like stressed.
Yeah. And her ears were back because all the other dogs were also, like, barking and going crazy and stuff. And, I mean, I felt bad. I was like, oh. Because every time that I used to take her to the groomer, I used to take her to PetSmart. Yeah. And they would always call me like, oh, okay. Well, Xena's done. She's ready for pickup. What time would you be coming? And then I'll tell them, like, maybe 30 minutes to an hour or whatever. I'll be there. And they're like, okay, well, just to let you know, she's a little stressed over here. So
and you're like,
don't
my dog.
I always like, I'll try to get there as soon as I can. And yeah, they were also worried. They're like, oh, well, don't worry so much because we gave her some water and everything like that. But I'll go ahead and be there as soon as I can. That's all I can say.
Right.
And they're just like, oh, don't worry about it. We got her some water in there, but just please don't leave her too long, And I was like, yeah, I know. She's very anxious all the time.
Them trying to be super nice, telling you get your dang dog
that's them
out
being
of
nice.
here.
And I keep telling them
out.
like, yo, I'm not gonna say I'm the baddest vet technician out there.
I'm a professional,
know I'm not, but I
understand
just be
the
real
risks.
with me, please. I know. Just
I've had that experience where I'm like, listen, this is what I do. Please just like speak to me in regular medical terms because you're wasting my time. Yeah. So this like baby talk, like I know my dog's stressed.
She might bark again.
Might bark again. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up anyway. I am so happy that you guys came. I was so happy to. I mean, I've known Xena. Let's be real. We work together and everything, but it's so cool to see her interact with my dogs and kind of see her in this environment. It's very surreal for me because I live here, you know what I mean? And seeing a different dog, and she's so wonderful. So I really enjoyed you guys coming. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Zena, any last words, Zena?
Woof, woof. No. She walks
There
towards
was gonna be a car. Woof woof. You want another treat? You want
Come on, you gotta do it close.
Snakes that slither.
Yum. Bye.
Although I am a pet nurse, I am not your pet's nurse. The discussions taking place here are for entertainment and educational purposes only, and is not a substitute for medical advice. Do not use the information discussed here as a replacement for care, advice, or to diagnose your pet. Please take your pet to a licensed veterinarian regularly, and if your pet is having any issues. I am not liable for your pet's health or anything you do with the information shared on this podcast. Thank you for watching.